investing with your spouse. Jamie brought this up in the last episode, and it doesn't matter. I mean, most divorces, 50 something percent of divorces end because of monetary issues, and we're investing, right? We're playing with money all day. And so there are going to be some issues that come up with your spouse over investing activities. Cassie and I, we definitely don't see eye to eyeball and everything. And so we talk about that today. We talk about, we've given each other marital advice, or I think we even talk about some parenting advice especially for newlyweds, specifically future dads. This episode is for you. And if I can help you out in any way in your journey to become a dad or become a better husband, give me a shout, or at least send me a text. I'm going to give you like always, I'm going to give you the number, my cell phone number at the end of this episode. This is episode number 187 of the W2 Capitalist podcast.
That is an interesting topic, though. We should dig into one night, is like that whole spousal relationship when it comes to investing. And because I mean, I think
I got some breaking news for you.
Oh, what you got?
So I have a psychologist, marital counselor, coming to present to us at CapCon.
Really?
Yep. And I've pitched her the idea.
Fantastic.
I've heard you guys talk enough about spousal support and whatnot, and I found this lady. She's in Knoxville, runs a super amazing clinic, from what I understand. And I was like, pitched her the idea of who we were, and she goes, "Well, this is great." She goes, "My ex-husband flipped properties, and I know what that's like, so I can speak directly to it." She goes, "Now we got divorced because of other reasons, but
right." She goes,
I can really speak to that." So
are you sure she's not going to come in with all men are pigs attitude? No, like...
I don't know. I mean, she's remarried. She appeared to be happy the moments I've talked to her and whatnot, and family, and we've got to finalize the whole thing. But
I think that's an excellent idea.
I do too.
And I'm going to try to
5 marriage counselors.
I'm going to put it hopefully toward the end of the day. So if y'all's spouse, Jeff, hopefully Trina's going to come with y'all like you did last year, and same for you, Jamie.
It's the only vacation I get.
But if we put
conferences are the only vacation I get.
But if we put it toward the end of the day, then maybe the spouses can come in and be there the entire, for that entire presentation if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I guess you're right, because my wife's part of both.
She's gonna be in there anyway, right?
Like,
but there's
in Brody, like I got it.
Yeah. No, I think that's
well. Caitlin's now part of it. Caitlin's now an official member.
Oh, so, nice.
He's a bona fide member.
Yeah,
bona fide.
No, I think that's a great
idea. You guys comment on our post.
I don't think there's. Wait, what?
What?
What chicken butt?
I'm just talking
Brody
shit.
In and out again?
No,
he's got solid internet. He's actually watching Game of Thrones. He loved the ending so much. He's watching it right now, and it's streaming into one ear while he's listening to us talk in the other.
I know. I'm actually, if I'm being really honest, I'm using the poor internet as an excuse to like type on some of these, some of this programming here in the background.
So I'm listening. This is a perfectionist engineer, man. He's got a project. He's trying to finish it. He can't let it go.
I do have some thoughts on the whole marital thing.
Let's hear.
Or just some feedback in general. I mean, I don't know. Like me and Caitlin are obviously having our fair share of friction with the entrepreneur stuff. So a couple of things I just want to like throw out there in the front end. Like I'm very thankful we're getting it out of the way now, especially before kids.
Good idea.
We are also fight to the last man mentality, meaning like we've got our emergency fund and we are fully ready to go to fucking zero on that account before we go back to work. I'm most likely going to be the one to go back to work on that. So we kind of have like this game plan of like, what happens. So it's, I feel a lot of responsibility to make it happen on my end. So sitting there fucking getting on the cold calls, making sure my systems are tight, making sure my cold callers are trained, and like just making sure my business is running smooth, because it's my responsibility as a husband. And she feels equally responsible and to do, perform on her end. She's like, I want to get 25 rentals by the end of the year, and that'll get us to this number. And I'm like, well, I want to get this many wholesales a month because that'll get us to this number. So it's just sitting there and doing the actions, and when we don't do the actions, it's like, fuck. So we're kind of
Wait.
in that dance right now.
You don't do the actions, then you fuck? Is that what you said?
Whoa.
No.
Hey, hold on.
No. So no, we're like, well, we're fucked if we don't do the actions. Yeah.
Brody,
If they do the actions,
thankfully
they do
that
the
portion.
Then they
is a
do
good-
the act. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Brody, here's and I'll talk slow because that's how I talk. But
Do it, man. Be you.
You be you, Jeff.
so Brody, like, I'm gonna tell you something else. Like, once she is pregnant and she
Impregnated.
impregnated, it's a whole different animal, my friend. And especially once that baby
Marriage is a whole different animal.
marriage is easy without babies, unless one wants one and one doesn't. But no, Brody, like, once that baby pops out, it's about her and that baby, and it ain't about you anymore for a while anyways. And then you're just gonna have to suck it up and do whatever. So it's a whole different dynamic once that baby pops out. So I just want to pre-warn you. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome. But you are no one ever cares about you after that baby's born.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that fair, Jay and Jamie? Is that fair? Nobody gives a shit about you after that baby's born?
100%.
I'm pretty sure I serve one, maybe two purposes in this household, and that's about it.
You are they just keep you around because it makes their lives easier.
Hey, Brody, some of the best marital advice I got from this is actually from the client. I love these folks. They were actually when I left the company I was talking about earlier, where I was a principal, when I left there, they actually called me and told me, because I had serviced them for 15 years, and they called me and told me, says, we just wanted you to know that we left the company you were working for, and the only reason we stayed with them was because of you. And they could have never even made that phone call. But the office manager there, I was like,
awesome.
I was like, damn. Like, can you go back and like just send that in an email? Maybe I don't know. But the office manager in there, he's probably 10, 15 years older than I am, and had his kids were up and growing. He goes, let me give you some advice where you're at. And so this is my advice I'm giving you, Brody. You and Caitlin, I don't know if you journal, but right now, like as y'all are working your way up, when you ever find out if y'all are pregnant, right? If y'all are going down that path, the day you find out you're pregnant, you write down everything you do that day, right? And you journal for those next 9 months, because after that, you're going to sit there and you're going to think, what in the hell did we do before we had kids?
Yep.
And you're not going to know. Jamie, do you remember what you did before you and Blair did before you had kids?
I had this conversation yesterday. I was like, I have no idea what I did with all my free time before I had kids. Like, I have no idea.
Jeff?
Where it went.
I ate a lot better.
Like healthier or like bigger meals? What do you mean?
I don't eat anymore. Nobody feeds dad. So like, I ate a lot better back then. I watched a lot more TV back then.
I actually order food. Back then I did order food when we went out to eat at restaurants. Now I don't, because our kids will order a bunch of food they're not going to eat, and I can't stand wasting food. Like I can't stand it. So
well, I'm here in Florida away from my family, but I'm going back in 2 days, which I can't wait for. But while I'm here, like I've been Uber Eats, like and, because I know when I get back, like like why I will take a bullet for any one of those three. I don't eat. Like I get home from work and nobody's feeding me. Like, so I
So it's going to change, Brody. It's great.
Big time. No, it is. It is. I don't mean
it is. It's hard to explain. Like I
love it. I would never go back on it. Like I can't wait to see all of them when I get back on Friday. But
yeah.
But nobody cares about you after the baby's born, or that she's pregnant. Nobody cares about dad.
Nope.
Why does nobody care about dad? Because the baby takes top importance.
Millennial. Nobody cares about dad. Like it's about what mommy wants, about what the kid.
I don't think it's nobody cares about dad. It's that the priorities just change to like you and your wife's sole purpose becomes the kids, and then your purpose becomes keeping mama happy with the kids, and that just kind of is what it turns out to be. And maybe there's people that are different, right? And maybe that's not everybody, but
no, that's everybody.
I know. That's a lot of people I know.
It is. I try not to speak in absolutes, but that is 100% everybody.
And it's a few-year grind. Listen, I mean, I'll tell you one thing I used to do before kids, and that was like stuff for myself. Now I used to play some golf, but it's like weekdays only. I can't do that anymore.
It gets to a point when you do that stuff, you feel guilty.
I feel guilty.
And you miss that they're not there as part of it.
Sports, man. I used to play like.
Why do you feel
sports,
guilty about taking time for yourself?
Why do I feel? Okay.
Oh, Brody.
Oh man.
So because if, especially
these are honest questions, guys.
No, especially in this phase of my life, is because if I'm
that energy, keep that.
I love it. Because right now, if I go spend even 9 holes, 2 hours to 4 hours playing golf, like I'm not doing something that could.
Guys, I know what I'm saying is hilarious, but I mean, let's try to seriously answer these questions. But yes,
Jamie's trying to give you like a heart to heart. Jamie's trying to give you a heart to heart.
He's like, I could. I'm listening. You're Jamie, and this is me repeating exactly what Jamie just said. Right?
Yeah.
You feel guilty because you took time for yourself, and you could have been taking that time being, a better provider,
right?
Or, working hard to, make sure your kids are taken care of,
or spending time with my kids. Yeah.
Spending time with your kids.
3. Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this question. Do you think that personal time makes you a better person to show up for your kids, your family, and to do?
Of course.
Probably work sometimes. Yeah.
But that doesn't fix it.
So do you think it's part of the solution though?
No, because then I have to deal with the wrath of I never get any time for myself. So no, it doesn't help me at all.
Here's where I hear Brody in your tone and the way you're asking is like, I hear what you guys are saying, but that's not going to happen to me. And I hear that in the way you're asking.
And it may not, man. I hope it doesn't.
I'm here to tell you it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
So, I mean,
because Caitlin's a strong, she's not like, Caitlin's like, like she's not going to put up with some bullshit. Like she's going to, like, you'll understand. I can't explain it, but you'll understand.
She's already called me out on some of the bullshit. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. Very much, and I appreciate it when she does. But there's an aspect of this that I'm trying to like work out myself in the current season that we're in, because I too fall into the work, and then my work gets less effective and I get burned out. So what I'm trying to ask is, because she's actually pushing this idea on me, is like, we need to go spend time with family. We need to go take vacations. Like she wants to go to Italy next year. And I'm like, Caitlin, we can't even be thinking about that right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Maybe start with the family and then work up to Italy.
No,
Right.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, Brody, and I think the answer to your question is yes. Like, would it help me? Does it help me personally to clear my mind, kind of recompose myself, get a little bit off my shoulders and everything else, and kind of come home a better person for the family? I think the answer is yes. Does it help my family feel better about me? I don't know if the answer is yes to that. If that makes any sense.
Have you asked them what they thought about you playing golf?
Well, I don't have to.
Oh,
The wrath.
No, I love her to death. Listen, I love her to death. She works really hard for this family and she does a lot around here, and I get where she's coming from. There's how do you say this without sounding sexist? Like, there's just different struggles, right? We just have different we have different stressors throughout the day. And
what's the name of the book? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I mean, that is very true.
Yeah. And so it's just different. And I'll still take the time, right? Like, every once in a while, I'll just say, like, I've got to go do this. And it's usually fine. But there's also a usually there's also
Good word.
Especially when I had a job. Let's go back to that. Like, when I had a W-2 job, I had a lot of flexibility. And, you know, if I was gone all week for work, like, that's a different stress on me than it is on her. Some could argue it's more on her than it is on me, because she's got to take care of the kids by herself and everything else. But, like, when I was gone for work, traveling, like, I was go to the hotel room, order Uber Eats, go to bed. You know, it was like, I'm trying to make the most of my time. I literally was like 7 to 5 or whenever the last office closed that I could get into until the end of the day. And then I'd come home, usually a 4 or 5 hour drive or a flight if I had to do that. And I'm just beat, man.
That's a huge point. That's a huge point, Jamie. Like,
yeah.
Because
and I want to go, like,
a total difference between a W-2. Like, as long as that paycheck's coming in, they don't care what you do and you're off time.
right.
Because you have off time. But
Right.
if you're running your own business, like, if you like are, you know, dicking around on something else, and it seems like it's, you know, you could be like growing your business, you know, like, trust me, I've been on both sides of that coin.
Yeah. So I went down a little rabbit hole there, but
it's good.
It's just a different
it's a different chapter, man. It's a different chapter in your life that you're gonna experience. And man, it's just a different world. I mean, it's a new chapter. You got it, and you going through it, you know, Brody, you will find emotions that you did not know you had going through the entire process. So does Caitlin, right? Because she's going to be going through that, and probably more so with her, because she's producing another human being. Like, that's still amazing. Like a freaking incredible thing. And I am so thankful that because there's a lot of stuff they don't tell you in the birthing classes and birth classes that happens. And I think if you knew that happened, there would be a lot more humans on the planet, right? I think I really do, because you're like, man, what was that? What just happened? What's that smell? Yeah, it's different, man.
It's a whole different beast. I mean, being married is one of the hardest things I've ever done. I don't regret it, but it is the hardest fucking thing I've ever done. And I'm trying to cut back on my F words based on
your kids are not around, so
I'm trying to cut back on the F words, but there's no better use of the F word than it is a total different beast. But it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I mean, I'm sure there's people that would disagree with that, but
those things that are difficult are worth it.
Yeah. I'm going to make a prediction. Okay. What is today? Today is September, what are we, 2022?
Yep.
By September 2024, we will see Brody and Caitlin doing a selfie in Italy.
Yep.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
With a little one in hand.
I don't know about that. I don't want to put that on, but in the Leaning Tower of Pizza that's in Italy, right?
Leaning Tower of Pizza.
That's it. I'm telling you.
Can I be in the picture? Can I come? We go to Italy.
Well, we are planning a ski trip to Colorado with some college friends too.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So all this pressure to get the business going, it's there.
Yeah. Yeah.
These
me.
women are sneaky ninjas, man. They know how to motivate us.
Well, I want it too. Don't get me wrong, because I don't know. It seems like every time that I've went and I'm like, God, I want to go do family vacation. I want to work or do something along those lines. I always come back refreshed and like refocused, and it's really.
You gotta have the downtime.
It's really, I think it's just super important to entrepreneurs to get that time. I mean, obviously not dilly-dally too much and, work where you can when you're still out there. But the goal is to build a system in business or, have investments that are well run to give, everybody involved that space they need to go do stuff like that. So that's why I joined the mastermind for,
There you go. When you leave a review, and I hope you do, don't forget to tell us who you are and leave 5 stars. That's from Dirty Jobs Micro. Listen, guys, if you're interested in exploring any of the products or services that I use to make my real estate investing career easier, or you want to explore joining us in the W2 Capitalist community where you can hang out with guys like myself, Brody, Jamie, and Jeff on a routine basis, there's going to be a link somewhere in the description or comments or something like that, wherever you're watching or listening to this podcast. But as promised, if you have any questions whatsoever, or you feel like I can help you in anything we talk about here today on this episode or any of the previous episodes, send me a text. I was going to say, give me a call, but chances are, if you're not in my phone book, I'm not going to answer. So send me a text. Let me know what episode you're listening to and how I can potentially help you. We'll find a time to get on a call. Okay. My cell phone number is 205-249-0248.